crowd was buzzing in the warm air of South Carolina, the aroma of gourmet dishes floating through the festival grounds of the Charleston Food Wine Classic, but nothing compared to the electricity that surged the moment Ciara walked in. With a glass of her own 10 to 1 rum in hand, she sat down for a fiery, no-filter round of sip or spill with Nischelle Turner from ET, ready to reveal secrets she had never publicly shared before. And the question that instantly gripped the room: who was the most famous person to ever slide into her DMs? The answer not only stunned the audience, but also opened the door to a flood of personal confessions, emotional reflections, and powerful new chapters of her life. This was Ciara, unguarded, unfiltered, and fully stepping into her new era. As she settled into her seat, the conversation took off with a fun but loaded question. Out of her long list of music videos, which one does she consider her most iconic? She laughed, admitting the pressure of picking just one was impossible. Goodies, she said, would forever hold a sacred place in her heart. Not just because it launched her into global stardom, but because it marked the moment her life completely changed. She described it as the beginning, the foundation, the spark that ignited everything that followed. But then her eyes lit up as she fast-forwarded to another milestone: Level Up. A music video that wasn't just a creative achievement, but a statement. It represented her independence, her ownership, her power. For the first time in her career, she was running her own label, embracing full control, and stepping boldly into her entrepreneurial identity, and the results were undeniable. Level Up had officially surpassed the view counts of her older catalog, a realization that made her pause mid-interview. "Oh my gosh," she whispered, realizing in real time how much she had grown, how much she had achieved, and how much more she was about to accomplish. But then came the question that sent shockwaves through the festival grounds. Who is the most famous person, besides her husband Russell Wilson, who has ever slid into her DMs? Without hesitation, she smiled and shouted out Rihanna. The audience collectively gasped. Rihanna, she explained, had sent her a heartfelt message a little over a year ago. Just pure girl power, love, and support. A reminder that strong women uplift each other, even from afar. The moment was sweet, unexpected, and a testament to the powerful bond between two global superstars. And the timing couldn't have been more perfect. Rihanna had just welcomed her baby girl. After growing up in a house full of boys, a daughter was about to transform her world. Ciara lit up as she imagined what motherhood would look like for Rihanna, predicting she'd be a natural because of her humor, charisma, and magnetic personality, but she also admitted, with a knowing laugh, that little girls come with layers. They love details, they love stories, and everything takes a little longer with them. As a mom of daughters herself, Ciara understood exactly what Rihanna was walking into. The mood shifted as the conversation dug deeper into personal growth. Turning 40, she admitted, had once terrified her. It was a psychological barrier more than anything, a number that made her question everything she thought she knew about herself. But once she crossed that threshold, something unexpected happened. She felt powerful, confident, free. She said the boldest change in her 40s came from speaking her mind without apologizing for her truth. She clarified that while respect and mindfulness still matter, she no longer silences her voice out of fear of judgment. This new era of honesty, strength, and clarity has become one of the most liberating phases of her life. And in her own words, the 40s truly are the new 20s. Then the infamous sip or spill question landed. What is Russell Wilson's most annoying habit? She immediately reached for her drink, making everyone laugh. But the sip wasn't for shade. It was for fun. Because as she made crystal clear, she is never annoyed with him. Not even a little. Her smile softened as she described Russell as her best friend, her safe place, her rock, and the person she leans on through every high and low. She talked about their bond with such warmth that the audience melted with her. For Ciara, love isn't just romance. It is partnership. It is friendship. It is a space where she feels supported, protected, and always cherished. But the surprises didn't end there. The conversation turned toward her expanding empire, particularly her role as founder and investor in 10 To One Rum, which also landed her the holiday cover of Food Wine magazine. She said her connection to rum goes way back. The very first drink she ever had in her life was rum, though she quickly joked that she meant at 21, of course, not 18. What drew her to the spirits world was the mission behind 10 To One, to get people to reimagine rum, to taste it with fresh eyes, to step outside the stiff, outdated stereotypes. She proudly introduced their Caribbean coffee blend, perfect for espresso martini lovers. swapping vodka for dark rum and letting the magic happen. Talk of food led to another glimpse into her personal life. Growing up in Atlanta, she developed a deep love for Southern food, flavor-packed, seasoned heavy, filled with carbs, and cooked with heart. She confessed she doesn't have much of a sweet tooth, but when it comes to bread, especially warm bread with butter, she simply cannot resist. And she laughed while describing the eating habits of her kids, each one so different. Her youngest, a fearless foodie who will try absolutely anything, even oysters, a taste Ciara didn't develop until adulthood. Her other daughter, Wynn, is also adventurous, while Future prefers classics like burgers, fries, and steak. And as she discussed her new single Nice and Sweet, she glowed with pride, explaining how perfectly her voice blends with Afrobeat rhythms. Then came one of the most powerful revelations of the day, her deepening connection to Africa. She recently traveled to Benin, where she was honored with dual citizenship through the blessing of President Talon. Her pride was palpable. She became the first American artist in history to receive this distinction and spoke passionately about how much African culture, music, and community have inspired her. For her, Africa isn't just a destination. It is home. It is history. It is a spiritual anchor. With her career continuously evolving, she reflected on what's next. She admitted that balancing motherhood, her businesses, Russell's demanding career, her music, and her personal passions isn't easy. She is embracing quality over quantity, choosing intentionality over chaos. One of the ways she has kept her cup full? Returning to dance classes. Recently, they even danced to Goodies in celebration of its 20th anniversary. A moment that reminded her just how far she has come over 2 decades. When asked who she still wants to collaborate with, she didn't hesitate. She's tapping into her Spanish era, actively learning Spanish and preparing for new music. She dreams of working with Bad Bunny, Karol G, or Becky G, embracing her desire to deeply explore the Latin music world. It's a new lane, a new challenge, and a new chance to reinvent herself again, something she has mastered throughout her career. And as the interview wrapped, it became clear, this wasn't just a conversation about rum, motherhood, music, or fame. It was the portrait of a woman entering her most powerful chapter yet. A woman who has embraced independence, authenticity, cultural roots, and emotional honesty. A woman stepping boldly into her next era with clarity, purpose, and an unstoppable glow. This was Ciara, fearless, empowered, and ready to level up once again.